But your parents, did you give your parents money? Okay, here we go. So let's do a quick, you guys ready? A quick recap of writing some stuff in math language, right? So this was Sophia S. Sophia F. was my girl in this. Hold on, let me find them. Let me get all these out of here. Okay, so you're just writing with your whiteboard pen. We got Sophia F. and we got her cousin. And the first thing I want to know, we're going to write a little equation. We're going to write a little equal sign. Remember what equal means is balance. So at this point, it is not balanced. One of these people is older than the other. So I want you to turn to your neighbors and loudly tell them who is the older one, Sophia or the cousin. Talk now. Who's older? Sophia. Sophia's older. So here's what, we are tempted to do this when we write these. We got Sophia and her cousin. We are tempted to say, oh, Sophia is 3 times older. We do that, and that's bad because Sophia is already older, and now we've made her even older. We've made her even 3 times older. So what you want to remember when you are trying to balance things out is what you're trying to say is, what do I have to do to the cousin so she will equal Sophia? You got to multiply by 3. Does that make sense? So with that said, let's try this one right here. Sophia is 5 years older than her cousin. Write me a little situation that explains that. Write me a little equation. Okay, so here's what you guys mostly know. Sophia's older. We got her cousin. So we're going to have to add 5 years. Now, what a lot of you do, you write it like you read it, and you're going to go 5 plus C. That is not exactly wrong, but I'd like you to get in the habit when you add or subtract to put it, why does that keep happening? To put it, and like, I don't even know, to put it in the back. And let me tell you why. Because the plus 5 could go in the front, it could go in the back, it's okay. But minus has to go in the back. Ladies, you knew exactly who I was talking to. So here we go. Try this one. Sophia is 5 less than twice as old as her cousin. Ooh, we're messing with that cousin a lot. Be careful with less than. It goes in the back. It's not 5 minus, it's minus 5. Even though it comes in different order. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Careful, oh, carefully.
Yeah. Twice is older, right? Twice is older. So it's 2C. No, it's also twice.
Here's the cousin. You're right, it's 5 less, but it's twice the cousin. Twice means 2 times, right? But the key I need you to get on this one is that minus 5. Because a lot of kids will be like, oh, 5 less than 2C. Yeah, that's wrong. That will make you miss the problem. 5 less goes in the back. Okay, now you're like, Miss T, that was baby stuff. So here comes stuff you're not going to like. Yay, yes. Here you go. Okay, Sophia has money in her pocket, and I don't have as much money in my pocket. So here's where this one's tricky. Because if you're like, Miss T, I'm just going to do what you've been telling us to do. I am going to say, here's Sophia, and here's you, and I'm going to mess with you. And I know, Mrs. Tarantino, that percents are written as decimals, so I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say, yeah, that's bad. And let me tell you why that's bad. It's bad because what a decimal does is it makes things smaller. So I don't have much money, and now I have 50% less. You have taken money away from me. So here's what we have to do with percents. I need you girls to watch this because this part's tricky. When we have percents, What you have to say is this. I get all of my money. I get 100% of my money. All of it. All the whole pocket. One whole pocket full of money plus 50% more. So when I have to increase, when I have to balance it out, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say Sophia is equal to me plus 50%, right? 1.4, 1.5%. Percents are weird. So I'd like you to try one last one of these before we start some real word problems. Here you go. On your desk while I give out the notes. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Are we good? Are we good with that? 1.2, 1.4, right? Don't just put 0.4. That's going to mess you up, right? 1.4. Are we, everybody cool? Everyone feeling it? Okay. And then 4. Like it makes you very I love chicken muscle. And it's correct. I actually think that one. Okay, here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. So tonight, we're gonna go as fast as I can. While watching me, still watching me. Here we go. Girls in the back. We're not gonna, on our homework tonight, we are gonna solve them. That's why you're only doing like 4 of them, right? Today, I'm gonna just show you how to set them up because the solving is easy. You know how to solve, we did it yesterday. But I'm just walking you through, reminding you how to set these up. On all of these, we're gonna be missing 2 things. So we're gonna need 2 equations. So the first step in any problem that you look at is to figure out what the hell do they want me to find. So on this one, this is one of those, this is Donatella and she's rich. She's not actually miniaturizing these animals. She's just getting inappropriate pets. You know, all those rich people, it's like, yeah, I have a cheetah. And it's like, you shouldn't have a cheetah. You're a bad person. So Donatella has a baby elephant and that guy's name is Fritz. That's his mom pushing him up, not sniffing his butt. Don't be weird. So usually it's the last part of the problem. How much is each? And by each, I mean elephant, give yourself a variable, and hippo, give yourself a variable, right? So the first thing you should be doing on these problems is deciding what are they looking for and give yourself those variables. Now the next thing you're going to do is write 2 equations. And they usually go in the sentences. Like each sentence usually gives you all the stuff you need to know. So here we go. Donatella buys 3 baby elephants and 2 baby hippos for 10 grand. We're going to write that as a little baby equation. Nice and easy, nothing hard here. We're going to say 3 baby E's plus 2 baby H's will cost me $10,430. And again, we're not going to solve up here. You're going to solve tonight. Now, remember, 2 variables need 2 equations. So we've done one, and now we need to do the other. And here it is. Hippos cost twice as much as an elephant. That's exactly what we did in the beginning of today, right? We're going to think in our little thinky heads, who is more expensive? Hippos are more expensive. So I am going to mess with elephants, right? I am going to go ahead and say, ooh, hippos are equal to 2 elephants. Now again, tonight, you'll do it. You'll do the math. You only have 4 of them to do, but I want to get through these pretty quickly so we can set them up. any questions on what you would do next? You would substitute, you'd be good. Are we good? Okay. Easy so far? Okay, let's step up our game a little bit. Here we go. Here we are. So, true story. When you were little, this is, I know this because it's happened with my own kids. When you are little, when you're like 3 or 4, it's so nice you can give your kid money because they're dumb. And little kids count money like this. You give them like a handful of change and they count money like this. 1 money, 2 monies, 3 monies, 4 monies. And if you have an older brother or sister, they trick you. And they will go, like my older son would do to my younger son, if you give me your silvery monies, all 5 of them, quarters, I'll give you all of these monies, pennies. So Thomas would give him $1, and Michael would give him like 15 pennies. And Thomas would be like, look at all the monies I have. And I thought, you are just such a sucker. But you're 3, so who cares? So the reason I tell you this is because there's 2 ways to count money in real life. You can, if I said, how many coins are in here? You dump them out and you count 1 money, 2 money, 3 money, 4 money. If I said, how much is it worth? Then you have to know that nickels are 5 cents, dimes are 10 cents, quarters are 25 cents. So we are going to do this problem in 2 ways. Are you ready? So the first thing is we're looking for nickels and dimes. We're going to start off with the easiest one. There are 29 coins. And a lot of you will say, see, that's not enough of an equation. And it is, because it's a jar of nickels and dimes. Write a very easy equation for that. You got some nickels, N. You got some dimes, D. You got 29 monies. What does that little equation look like? Write it and then look at your neighbor's paper and see if they have what you have. And if I'm going to write it in a minute, and if you got it right, ooh, you're smart. And if you got it wrong, ooh, you're good looking, and they're not probably as cute as you are. So, you're good. N plus D equals 129 coins. Yay for you. Were you smart or good looking or both? Now we got a second equation, and here it is. The nickels and dimes, are worth $8.20. So in this case, you've got to write how much they're worth. Now you have 2 ways of doing it. I'm going to do it the hard way, and then I'm going to show you the easy way, right? The hard way says this. They're going to be worth $8.20, and I've got a 5-cent nickel, which looks like this, 0.5. That's how much a nickel is worth. And I've got a 10-cent dime, which is 1.0 dime. Now, that's an okay way to do it, but I'm lazy, and I don't like all those decimals. So I'm going to say, screw that. A nickel is worth 5 cents. A dime is worth 10 cents. I can do that as long as I do one other thing. Change the last thing, get rid of that final thing, get rid of this dude, right? So if I want to do it with no decimals, I am fine with that. That's a smart way to do it. Don't forget to get rid of his decimal too, right? You want to call him 5 cents, 10 cents, then this is 820 cents. Are we okay with that, right? So this was how many, this is what they're worth. Now we're going to do the next problem. I think it's actually, so we're jumping down to the bottom problem. It's almost the exact same problem, and I'm going to let you try it yourself. I'm a movie theater owner. Yay me. And there's 2 ways I can count my riches. I can count how many people, adults and kids, are in my theater, 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, or I can say how much money they're giving me, right? So I would like you, I'm going to walk around to do your first equation, and all I want you to do is tell me, how do I set it up for just random people, right? I got some kids, I got some adults, I got 40 people. They're not worth anything, they're just adding up, right? That's loud. Now your second equation is going to be what they're worth. Does that make sense? So here's our first equation. Adults plus kids equals 40 people. But now I want to know what everything's worth. And here's what it is. And here's what's kind of tricky. They split it up. We got $8 for adults, $5 for kids, and they're going to bring in $270. So do you see how they kind of made it tricky? Because they split it up. So use that information to write me a second equation. Each adult brings in $8. Each kid brings in $5. You're going to get $270. 272. 8 adults plus 5 for kids equals 272. Are we cool? Okay. We're going to set up one final one, and then I'm going to tell you what you're doing for work, and then it's Friday. So our last one is this. Andres and I, looking up, have decided to pool our money, and we are going to buy pizza for everyone. But I'm a poor teacher. I don't have a lot of money, and he's got a lot of money. Yay. And so I want to figure out how much do I have, and how much does he have. So the first thing I need to know is this. You got Andres, and you got me, Miss T. So the first thing I want you all to do is to write me something about together we scrounged up 65 bucks. I didn't say it was going to be good pizza, but we're going to go to Little Caesars and get a bunch of crappy. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I like Little Caesars pizza. I mean, it's crappy, but I like it. So right there, there's this first equation, nice and easy, right? We got Andres, we got me, we got 65 bucks. Now, here we go. This is from earlier today. Look at me circling back around. Andreas has 60% more cash than I do. I need you to write me an equation that equals it out, right? Equal what I have and what he has out. Here's Andreas. He's got more. Here's me. I don't have much, but I have at least what's in my pocket plus some more. 1.6 T. Are we cool with that? Is everybody good? Yeah? Okay. I am stopping. I'm going to show you what you're doing for tonight. And if you're still listening, friends, you'll know. I am giving you these problems. There are 7 of them. I would like you to do 5 of them. And I'd like you to read through and do the ones that you want to do. On Monday, we'll try a little bit harder ones. But today, I just want you to get the hang of it. Do I want the full answer? Yes. Is there room on this paper? No. If you want to do it on the back of that paper, you can. You need to do 4. And you probably have time to get it done in here. Wow, I went past that. 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. I'm so mean. So mean.